Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Gabe,
It is Caleb.
and you are watching the 27th episode of the Positive Outlook Podcast.
Wow, 27 episodes.
Yeah, and what are we going to be talking about today, Caleb?
Today we are talking about balance in your life.
Balance in your life. What does balance in your life mean?
When I think about balance,
I kind of put you on the spot there.
no, you're okay. I guess there's a median line between working hard and having fun, and you just got to find that line and ride it out.
No, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, let's start off by talking about signs that your life is out of balance.
All right, what do we have?
Dreadful to-do lists.
A dreadful to-do list. That's a good one. I think with a dreadful to-do list, it almost implies that you're not doing in your day things that you are passionate about or things that you have hope for. And so when you look at that to-do list and it's things that you're working up to that you don't even want to accomplish, it could be dreadful.
Absolutely. Dreadful to-do lists can be a big cause of people having issues with their day because they aren't set up properly. And we'll jump right into number 2. You want to read it, Caleb?
Yeah, sure. It's you feel very busy throughout your day, but you feel like you're not accomplishing anything.
Interesting. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because you're not doing the right things with your day. So kind of the same anecdote we used for a dreadful to-do list is the things you were doing in your day don't feel accomplishing because you don't want to do them.
Have you ever done that yourself?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of things or a lot of days where I make a to-do list and I crunch it all out. And then like with school, because, I'm in like my third month of college right now.
Right.
And sometimes I'm sitting there and I'll crunch out all this homework and I just don't feel like I accomplished anything at the end of the day.
Wow.
And so,
do you ever think maybe it's because college isn't the best option?
I don't know about that. We don't have to say that. I'm definitely excited to fly. I'm excited to go out there and try it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, it's a similar thing with real estate. Sometimes the to-do lists aren't 100% where they should be, and it happens when you make so many of them.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, and so that's okay. You just have to focus and try to improve your to-do list.
Yeah, practice makes perfect.
All right, you want to read number 3 too?
Yeah, number 3. You feel very burned out physically or mentally. So just you wake up every morning kind of dreading the day.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you dread the day if you're excited for the things you have to accomplish? You don't have that balance. If you don't have balance, you're not going to be excited to do the work.
Right. It kind of comes from being too busy or even not being busy enough. Because when you have a goal that you feel like you should be chasing every single day and you start feeling burnt out because you have this pressure built up to chase that, and then you're not. And so it can be really rough sometimes, mentally and physically. You feel just super tired, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You just need to work on it.
Yeah, and that's when you do feel that point of fatigue and exhaustion, that's when you kind of need to take that step back and see where can I help myself out with becoming a happier person. Because at the end of the day, you do have friends, you do have family, but at the end of the day, you're alone with yourself. And so you have to make sure that you're happy alone.
Exactly. And so when you guys feel out of balance, there's definitely a way to fix it. But we're going to keep the list of signs that your life is out of balance just because it can be hard to pinpoint the reasons that your life is so out of balance.
Yeah. And so we'll go with the last one, number 4, of sign your life is out of balance. Do you ever feel like you're living someone else's life?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, that could be a sign of being burnt out. You feel like the path you're going down isn't the one meant for you. You feel like it's meant for somebody else. There's no passion, there's no drive, there's no discipline in the things you are doing because at the end of the day, you don't feel that the trade-off is worth it. You feel that the work you're putting in isn't worth it for the outcome of reaching that goal. So why are you going to do the work?
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Caleb.
Okay.
Do you have one instance you can think of where you felt like you were living someone else's life?
There was a time I tried to enlist in the Air Force. And I was doing it for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I went in so they could pay for my school. And, just following up to it and coming up to it, I thought, this might not be for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have more purpose in my life than this. And I'm going to go out and chase it. What about you?
That's awesome. Recently I had this position and it just felt like it was burning me out, and it felt like it wasn't quite for me. I had to do a lot of the work that was taking away from my main passion. And so I stopped and I analyzed the situation and I realized I just need to cut this out. I need to. And as soon as I cut it out, I'm right back to being super happy and work's going great now. I just got a job at the hospital.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm super proud of you. Every decision was great.
Absolutely. So,
all right. Moving into bringing your life to balance. So now we know how to recognize if your life is out of balance. Now let's talk about how to bring it back into balance. You want to read the first one?
Trade-offs.
Trade-offs. With everything in life, there are trade-offs.
Absolutely.
So you can't do everything at once.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go out to your nephew's birthday party and go show a property to sell. You know?
Right.
So there are trade-offs in life, and that's when you kind of got to sit down and think, well, what do I gain out of going off and having fun, or what do I gain off of going and working? And it's if the trade-off is worth it to not go have fun and see your nephew turn 3 years old, then go sell the house.
I love my nephew, Caden.
Yeah, he's so cute. Anyway,
and it applies to you as well. I know you recently had a situation where you were contemplating the trade-off of school or dropping out and changing career paths.
Mm-hmm.
And what helped you make the decision to potentially stay in school?
I think there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of it is, I think the biggest reason to either continue or to not continue is if I enjoy flying.
Gotcha.
Because I'm going on a flight here soon, Wednesday. I'm actually super excited for it.
Wow.
I'm going to go fly, and it's going to determine whether or not I want to continue or drop out.
Flying to Florida?
No, we're just flying around Traverse City. So we'll see how that goes. If I like it, I love it. If I don't like it, I hate it. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So,
Definitely.
yeah, I'm really excited. So trade-offs. Trade-offs are so important. You have to realize what's to gain and what's not to gain in which situation. Do you want personal fulfillment or do you want money in the pocket?
Right.
And that's really what it comes down to when it comes to either working or living.
And, you know, I could be doing something with my life that's getting me money right now, and instead I'm working on this podcast. And it's because it means so much to me, and I just want to spread positivity to people. And I understand that there's more to it than just getting a quick dollar.
Yeah.
And this is a real big passion of mine. I know it's a passion of yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun being able to just sit down and record. So, yeah, Caleb.
I think when Gabe and I first started recording the podcast, it was something that we did more so for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's for that. I mean, it still is for ourselves, but for a different reason. It provides a spiritual fulfillment. And it's very strange because there's not a lot of things I've done before in my life where at the end of it, I felt so fulfilled and happy, and it carries me through the days. And so sitting down and recording is almost one of my favorite things in the whole world.
And Rob, the drummer, brought up the point on episode 25. He said, clearly this is very therapeutic for you guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome because I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It really is. Honestly, I love doing this. This is my favorite thing ever. So
it's a passion.
And we were in both such dark places. I don't want to speak for you, but so just pulling each other out and talking on the podcast all the time, it's a trade-off.
And going back to what we were talking about earlier, if we make a to-do list for the podcast, regardless of how long it is, we never dread it.
Never.
We could spend 12 hours a day doing it, which we do some weekends. Some weekends we'll hang out, make a to-do list. All weekend we are working for the podcast. Never once does it feel like we're burned out.
Nope.
By the end of it, we feel so accomplished. We feel so happy, and we feel like we're living our lives and our passion.
And it makes me just want to do it all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just a couple likes on Instagram.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so much fun.
All right, moving into number 2, manage yourself, not your time.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because time is manageable. Obviously, we all have certain things that we do throughout the day. Like, are you going to sleep until 9 o'clock to get some extra sleep, or are you going to wake up at 7 to get some extra work done? And so obviously you can manage time, but at the end of the day, we all have the same 24 hours. So why not manage yourself in that time?
And Granger brought that up on the 14th episode? 15th.
I think so. 15th, yeah.
15th, yeah, sorry. Caleb knows all the episode numbers.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how he used to feel like he never had enough time in the day, and he changed his perspective on time and realized we all have 24 hours, and now it almost feels like there's too much time.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's what you guys need to work on. Everyone needs to work on it. No one manages time perfectly, but one thing I did over the summer it just helped a lot was I would audit my time. I wrote it down and realized how much time was wasted.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having a budget. You're going to lose money that you're not tracking.
Yeah.
And so it's the same way with every second in the day. You're going to lose track of it if you're not writing it down and seeing what you're spending time on.
Yeah. Moving to number 3, add and subtract. What are you willing to give up to gain something else? I feel like that is so important because a lot of people think, well, I'm gonna go after this goal and lose out on this.
Right.
And that's not necessarily true. It's I'm going to go after this and miss out on the opportunity for something else, but I'm not giving this up. It's like, you have 2 job opportunities, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go with this one. The other one it was not a burn bridge. You didn't get rid of it completely. It's just you're trying this out. The same thing with college. Right now I'm going down the path I want. And if I don't like it, I go down a different path. When I signed up to go after aviation, I didn't completely cut off all the other courses.
Absolutely not.
And it's just adding it to my life right now and possibly subtracting it later.
And you're only 19 years old. You have so much time. You could start 5-10 years down the road, and you would still get to where you wanted to go.
Yeah, sometimes I feel so old, and then I'm like, I graduated high school 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I have times where I'm like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I just have to remind myself, I'm only 21 years old.
Yeah.
That is so young.
We're both
There's so much time ahead of us.
Young farts, dude.
Yeah.
That's all we are. Number 4. I love this one. Just say no. Duh.
Just say no.
It's so simple. It's, a lot of people don't understand your schedule. They don't understand your to-do list. They don't understand all the things you have to attempt to accomplish in your day. And one minute thing that they might ask of you could ruin the whole thing.
And they don't know your reasons why. They don't know your drive. They're not inside you, okay? No one has to know your reason why, but that's also why you have to learn to just say no.
Yeah, because it does make things a lot easier.
Because it's kind of like saying no and tracking your time. If you're doing that, because if you don't say no, you're going to lose out on time. Because, I could manage to do this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like spending money. Oh, it's just a few dollars for a burger. And then you do that over and over and over again. And what do you know? You've spent $300 in a month on just burgers.
I know we've done that at Qdoba all summer. Like every day or two. We'd go up there and pick up a bowl for $9. It was 7 times a week. That's $63.
It used to be $8.75, but it's okay.
Inflation. But we won't get into that. Number 5, schedule time for yourself.
Oh, that is so important.
Make sure if you're auditing your time or setting time or scheduling any time throughout your day, make sure to put anything in there for yourself. Whether it's reading your favorite book, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's watching a movie that you've been meaning to watch, schedule time for yourself. Get to know yourself. Learn to love yourself. It is the most important thing in life. Because without loving yourself, you can't reciprocate it to others. Without loving yourself, you can't do the things you enjoy because you don't even know what you want to do. So make sure you do that.
Reflect on yourself. Think about what you could be doing better. Think about what you're doing that's amazing. You have to remind yourself, you guys are doing great, okay? You're on this journey for a reason. You have a mission. You have a goal to achieve, and you guys are crushing it. You are. You're waking up every day, and even if you're just starting after watching this, to put your to-do lists together, to say no, to just balance your life, you're starting out, and that is 10 steps ahead of anybody else that's not trying.
Yeah.
You guys are doing amazing.
Yeah. Baby steps are better than stagnant.
100%.
Number 6, live with purpose.
With purpose.
Everything you do, remember why you're doing it. Remember your intentions are good. Remember that there's a goal, there's an end goal, there's an end line that you want to reach. You want to hit that line. So everything you do, and when you decide your trade-offs, when you decide what to put on your to-do list, remember why you're doing it. And it will help you so much more when it comes to just that clearance.
And when you're out by yourself, first of all, I challenge you guys to go out to a movie by yourself. First of all, you don't have to buy all your friends popcorn, so that's nice. And then secondly, it gives you time to be comfortable with yourself. But when you're doing things on your own, remember your purpose, because there is a reason that you started it. And if you don't remind yourself every single day, you're going to forget. It's going to be pushed aside, and you're going to get lost. Trust me, I've been through that before. It's okay. Just remember your purpose.
Absolutely. And push yourself with everything you do. Do you have anything else you want to say?
You guys are amazing. We're still...
Happy Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Well, technically Halloween was yesterday.
Yeah.
But happy Monday.
Happy belated Halloween.
Yep.
And happy Monday. Make sure to like and subscribe. Smash that button.
And yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been a great episode. So much fun. We couldn't be here without you. And we can't wait for you guys to watch us grow and shout us out. Shout us out. Comment.
Shout us out. Find that balance in your life. There are times when you sit down and there are things you are very serious about. And I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but there's some things in my life that I'm very serious about and that I have a lot of passions about. But you can still have fun with it.
Yes.
You can sit down and you can goof around, but you're still getting the job done. And like I said, I can't think of anything in specific, but make sure to have fun in the things you love.
Don't take yourself too seriously. Okay, that's a big thing with like failing too. When you screw up, don't be so hard on yourself. You learned, you put yourself out there, and the next time you put yourself out there, you will achieve so much more brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Will Smith. All right. You got to finish up.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Peace.